Good morning, San Francisco. I missed you. So I actually camped here last night in this spot overlooking the Golden Gate Bridge, and this is the view that I got to wake up to this morning. Pretty awesome, I'd say, for my first day back in San Francisco. I'll definitely take it. It was a little bit weird parking here. This is just basically just a little parking area for tourists to come and take pictures of the bridge. I think it's part of Golden Gate Park, but it's like a Vista Point parking area, I guess you could say. And there was definitely no way that I was allowed to park here overnight. I kept waking up. I was really worried that a park ranger or possibly a police officer or something was going to come and knock on the door, wake me up in the middle of the night. And there were also a lot of tourists coming in all night long, taking pictures up until 3 o'clock in the morning. So didn't sleep very well, but I was able to catch the sunrise over San Francisco, take some pretty cool pictures of that, and beat the rush. There was this crazy line of cars at like 6:30 in the morning of photographers trying to get up there and take pictures. So I already had a parking spot. I just had to roll out of bed and head over there. I definitely say it was worth it, but I probably won't ever park in this spot again overnight. It's time to cross the bridge and head into the city. Yeah, I did not expect there to be waves today. I didn't even look at the forecast at all. Was not anticipating getting in a surf session here in San Francisco, but it actually looks kind of fun out there right now, and I've always wanted to surf under the Golden Gate Bridge here at Fort Point, so I'm suddenly really stoked, and I'm gonna paddle out for a little bit. Yeah, that was pretty much like a lifelong dream come true for me there. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in my last video the last time I was in San Francisco. The surf can get really good here in the wintertime on a northwest swell. I've always dreamed of surfing Fort Point, but it's not gonna happen until I come back here when it's a lot colder and later in the year. I think the best part is it was a complete surprise. Like I said, I had no expectation of paddling out or surfing at all today when I came down here, so it was pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie though, that was one of the strangest, most awkward waves that I've ever surfed. It was really mushy and kind of weak, but at the same time, there were some sections that were really big, and there were also like multiple different swell directions going on, and there was a crazy current out there as well. I'm sure you can tell from some of the footage, there were guys just paddling in every direction. I mean, you pretty much just had to constantly be paddling and battling the current that was out there. At one point, a couple of guys were getting like sucked out into the bay, like way under the bridge, and they're just like paddling back, trying to get back. I mean, it was a little bit sketchy to say the least, but at the same time, I got a couple of really good waves, and it's an experience that I'm going to remember for a long time. Like I said earlier, the reason that I came to San Francisco was not to surf. That was just kind of a nice, pleasant surprise, I guess you could say. But this afternoon, I'm actually meeting up with somebody who I might be working for at some point in the future. We're going to talk about a few different things, and it's an interesting project that he's working on. It's going to be quite a ways out. We're talking many months, maybe even years down the road, but we'll see how it goes. I'm pretty excited to go meet up with him. It's probably going to take a little while, so I guess I'll probably check in with you guys at some point later on this evening. So the meeting ended up going really well, and now I am just stealth camped in a quiet residential neighborhood here in San Francisco. I was able to find a spot that's like almost level, which I think is pretty hard to do. I remember the last time I was here, I really struggled with that because it's such a hilly city, but this spot is like on a little bit of a downslope, but should be perfect. It's going to work out really well, so I'm kind of excited to get a good night's sleep. Last night was not very good. I didn't really choose my parking spot very well, like I said earlier in the video, and today was just an amazing day. Despite the fact that I didn't sleep that well, I woke up, I saw a beautiful sunrise over the city, and then I was able to come in here, got a surprise surf session at a place that I have always dreamed of surfing, and it's just been a really good day overall. The weather was beautiful, everything was perfect. I'm really grateful for this day, and I'm looking forward to spending more time in San Francisco. I'm kind of getting the feeling that I'm going to be here for a while, at least in and out of the Bay Area over the next few months pretty frequently, and I'm looking forward to getting to know this city more. It's definitely one of my favorite cities in the country, and should be a lot of fun. Still trying to figure out the whole pop-top etiquette thing. I think it might take me a little while to get used to this. Like, when can you pop? When can you not pop? You know, it's a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be to try to distinguish those situations. In cities like I am right now, I'm in the Bay Area, I'm just outside of San Jose right now, and, you know, I don't really see myself being able to use the pop top very often. I'm not going to do it on the side of the street somewhere just randomly. I'm definitely not going to do it in like a commercial parking lot like a Walmart or something like that. I have seen people use them occasionally overnight in Walmart parking lots, but I don't think I would ever do that. I definitely don't want to draw any extra attention to myself, and it's already somewhat noticeable with the top on there and with all the stuff that I have on the roof, the Max Air fan and all that. So I'm really thinking the only opportunity that I'm going to have to use it is going to be on a nice day like it is today, and then finding a park with a parking lot somewhere where I can go to the corner of the parking lot somewhere and just pop the top and hang out for a little bit. And I think that's really my only option at this point. Obviously, it'll be great to have when I'm out camping at campgrounds or just in more rural areas, but I think that in really densely populated areas like this, it might be a little bit more difficult to use on a day-to-day basis, except maybe in San Diego. I think that the Mission Bay parks and then Fiesta Island and stuff like that, those are going to be prime places to be able to use it, so I'm looking forward to getting back down there eventually. Some of you who have been following along for a long time might maybe recognize this park here. This is where I first met Phil and Vanessa, who were living in their Honda Element in this area for a while, almost 2 years ago. I met them here, they made me up some dinner, you know, it was really good. It was this interesting guacamole chicken thing, and it didn't look good, but it tasted really good. It was really delicious, and I got to hang out with them. They used to use this park all the time after work. They would come here in the evenings to relax, make up dinner, hang out before ultimately finding somewhere to park overnight later in the evening. So I think I'm gonna give it a try. It seems like a pretty relaxed place. I should be able to get away with it for a little while, pop the top, let everything air out. I really do want to air it out a little bit because it still kind of smells new. It has like a fiberglass smell. Obviously, they just finished it a few days ago, so I want to let it air out and just kind of relax for a little bit and get some work done. I'll let you guys know how it goes. I'm gonna get used to this pretty quickly, guys. Having full standing room. Look at the amount of headroom that I have in here right now. I can stand up and stretch. I can even pace around a little bit. I mean, it's pretty incredible. Never had anything like this before, and the weather is absolutely perfect. It's like 60 degrees outside. It's actually a little bit too cold in here. I'm like a little bit cold. I might put on a jacket at some point, but when it gets warmer out, I think this is gonna be amazing to be able to work like this for an entire day, for multiple days. It's gonna be so awesome. So it worked out pretty well. I pretty much spent like 5 or 6 hours working out of it with the top popped and everything. A couple of people stopped and were talking about it at one point. I couldn't really understand them. They were speaking a different language, but other than that, no one really seemed to notice. I think small, quieter parks like this will definitely be good for getting in some quality pop top time, but it's starting to rain pretty hard right now, so I decided to put it down. I also just have to be careful about the solar system. The bottom line is rendering 4K video, editing video for that long uses a lot of power, so I have to pay attention to how much I'm using and also how much I'm going to have for the overnight period when the sun goes down and I have to run the fridge all night and stuff like that. I wasn't really getting close with it today, but it was kind of cloudy. The sun wasn't out that often, so I just have to be careful about it. So it's been quite a few days since I shot that last clip in the San Jose area in the park down there, and I just haven't really been using the camera too much, but just enjoying San Francisco and doing a lot of work with that project that I mentioned as well. It's been pretty busy. It's been a busy couple of days here. I think I am getting the hang of the whole pop-top etiquette thing and everything like that. The weather has been beautiful the past couple of days here, so I've been using it in different parks. Golden Gate Park here, overlooking the Golden Gate Bridge, and some pretty heavily trafficked areas. And I do notice that people walking by, a lot of the time they don't really notice it, they just kind of walk on their way, but sometimes people will literally just stop dead in their tracks. They'll just stop and they'll start staring at it, they'll take pictures of it, they're talking about it. It's usually all positive stuff. It's just interesting because I'll be sitting in here working on my computer and I can see out the windows, right? They're limo tinted, so I can see out, but people can't see in. So they might not expect me to be in here or something, but they'll be out there talking about it and taking pictures. I had one guy a couple of days ago in Golden Gate Park, I kid you guys not, he pulled out his phone and he was taking selfies with my van in the background. He's like smiling and like making all these like crazy faces, and the van is in the background. It was really kind of funny to see, but I don't know. Other than that, it's been working out really well. I mean, it's just so much more space, and I'm able to work in here really efficiently pretty much for the whole day. It's kind of nice. I don't have to sit in Starbucks all the time if I don't want to. I'll keep you guys posted with how things are going with the pop top into the future, but so far so good. And like I've already said a few times in this video and a bunch of videos before this one, I am super excited about having this. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to y'all in the next one.